After completing 33 years, Michael Saylor is finally stepping down from his role as CEO of MicroStrategy. On August 8, Saylor, who co-founded MicroStrategy in 1989 with Sanju Bansal, accepted the new role of executive chairman and continued to serve as chairman of the board of directors. Phong Lee, who joined MicroStrategy in 2015 and has been the analytics vendor's president since July 2020, will take the new position of CEO. MicroStrategy, based in Tysons Corner, has been a large investor in Bitcoin since making its first investment in the cryptocurrency in August 2020. Since then, the vendor has prepared another 20 purchases and has acquired 129,699 Bitcoin for almost $4 billion. In his new role as executive chairman, Saylor will go on to supervise MicroStrategy's Bitcoin acquisition strategy while also concentrating on product innovation and long-term corporate strategy. As president and CEO, Lee will govern the execution of the vendor's corporate policies on a day-to-day basis and regulate all business operations. While this play marks the first CEO change in MicroStrategy's long history, it's not a surprising thing. Boris Evelson, the analyst at Forrester Research, also said that MicroStrategy will be in good hands with Lee as its new CEO. He reported that as more enterprise data migrates to public clouds like AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure, self-sufficient analytics vendors could face new challenges, but also added that Saylor and Lee have different levels of expertise that should allow MicroStrategy to stay competitive and continue to grow despite the shifting climate. The news that Michael Saylor is moving on from his role as CEO of MicroStrategy with Lee determining the role came on the same day the vendor noted its second quarter 2022 earnings. Revenue of $122 million was down slightly from $125 million during the second quarter of 2021, and revenue of $241 million through the first 6 months of 2022 is similar to $248 million through the first half of 2021. The vendor's Bitcoin holdings have lost almost half of their value, counting up to $1.99 billion, with $917 million of that amount having only arrived during the second quarter of this year. Despite the practically flat revenue growth and crucial Bitcoin losses, Eckerson said there's no reason to believe Saylor is vacating his role as CEO due to outer pressure. Saylor also owns almost 1/4 of the company's shares, and through the years, he has even made important investments on MicroStrategy's behalf that have both succeeded and failed. In addition, he will also stay in a leadership position despite no longer being the CEO of MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, meanwhile, is a reflection of Saylor, and given his stock ownership and continued leadership roles, that is unlikely to change, Eckerson continued. Cryptocurrency is quite volatile, with a track record of boom and bust cycles that have left many thinking whether it's safe to invest in the crypto market. Bitcoin, which is the most famous cryptocurrency, fell below $20,000 for the first time since November 2020. Over the past 7 months, its value has also been reduced by more than 70%. With the digital currency clearly on a downward trajectory, what's exactly fueling it? Let's find out what is happening to the value of Bitcoin and why. Bitcoin is extremely volatile, rising and falling sharply on a regular basis. But it's not the only cryptocurrency to have a wild time. Global stocks have gone into a downturn as a result of the war in Ukraine, inflationary fears, higher interest rates, which will make it more costly for businesses to borrow money. This has brimmed over into the cryptocurrency market. The recession in June 2022 was accelerated by Celsius Network, which is a major U.S. cryptocurrency lending company. The company froze withdrawals and transfers by citing intense situations. The move fueled a recession across cryptocurrencies, with their value tumbling below $1 trillion for the first time since January last year. Bitcoin also slipped to $23,476 after the news. Ether, the second biggest token after Bitcoin, also fell down by as much as 16% to $1,177. China's extended crackdown on crypto is playing a role too. There has also been assumption that crypto operations could come to a halt in Russia. In addition to this, there have been unexpected and serious sell-offs of major cryptocurrencies. This has ignited panic and additional sell-offs as consumer confidence is blown. Unlike formal investments such as company shares, where price movements may be affected by the performance of the business, Bitcoin has no primary asset. This means that the activities in its price are based only on assumptions among investors about whether it will rise or fall in future. As a result, there can be violent swings in the price of Bitcoin even in the room of 24 hours. There have been a number of events that have caused the price to fluctuate, including negative stories. In June 2022, Binance, which is one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, paused Bitcoin withdrawals, with Chief Executive Changpeng Zhao criticizing a stuck transaction that was resulting in a backlog. Early in 2022, it was noted that Russia might ban cryptocurrency operations, But then, after the strike of Ukraine, there were calls for crypto exchanges to restrict Russian transactions. In May 2021, Tesla boss Elon Musk said that the electric car maker would no longer be approving digital payments over questions about the influence of cryptocurrency mining, which is the computing power required to build the likes of Bitcoin on the environment. In June 2021, banks and payment organizations in China were advised to stop enabling crypto transactions, and the Chinese government also banned the mining of the currencies. Then in September 2021, all crypto transactions were claimed as unnecessary, which means that the likes of Bitcoin were banned. In June 2021, President Donald Trump also described Bitcoin as a scam fighting against the dollar to be the currency of the world. FBI agents have grabbed millions of dollars in Bitcoins from criminals in the past few years. But there have been some positive stories, and these have provided the Bitcoin price some safety over the past year. In March 2021, Morgan Stanley became the first big U.S. bank to provide richer clients access to Bitcoin funds, also restricted to no more than 2.5% of an investor's total net worth. In June 2021, a month after provoking a crypto sell-off, Elon Musk said Tesla would accept Bitcoin payments again when it was revealed that more than 50% of its energy usage came from renewable sources. Amazon even shared a job advertisement for a digital currency and blockchain product lead in July 2021, while sparking beliefs that it would soon accept Bitcoin as payment. Other stories have been mixed in terms of what they say for cryptocurrencies. Among them has been the U.S. Federal Reserve considering whether to inaugurate its own central bank digital currency. In March 2022, President Joe Biden also published an executive order that wants to coordinate the U.S. government's actions on the regulation of digital assets. While many crypto fans believe regulation is a nasty thing, some think this new executive order could help with the growth of digital assets, such as the CBDC, to assure the right consumer protections are in place. It clearly looks like Bitcoin's bubble has burst, as investors have lost their faith in the crypto region while causing prices to crash down. In 2021, the price shot up by more than 700% in 12 months to a record high of $69,000 in November. Fast forward to June 2022, it went fall below $18,000. When assets rise very quickly in price and surge to a record high, generally this makes a crash much more reasonable, or at least an improvement, which is when the price falls back down to a more regular level. This seems to be the situation that Bitcoin is in right now. It took the cryptocurrency 11 years from takeoff to get to $20,000 per coin, but only 3 weeks for Bitcoin's price to make twice as much its price from there on. An important year for crypto investors was 2013. Bitcoin's price went from $13.40 at the beginning of the year to its height in December of $1,156.10 before falling to almost $760 3 days later. Where is it going next is completely surprising. Will Bitcoin recover? Well, there are no guarantees when it comes to investing. As soon as Bitcoin stumbles, it could also quickly climb again. There are a number of questions about cryptocurrencies that are soaking its prospects, including crackdowns in countries like China, calls for bigger regulation across the world, environmental problems, security issues, and hacks. Additional regulation is seen as a warning to the decentralization of crypto, which is having an influence on the prices of digital currencies. Bitcoin's fans are pointing to its positive qualities, including transformative technology that could revolutionize industries, easier and cheaper transactions by cutting out middlemen such as banks, lenient global trade because, with a non-fiat digital currency, there would be no questions about exchange rates. Well, transactions are also more confidential. It is a comfortable store of value because it can't be published or seized. Bitcoin has also been praised as an alternative to gold, meaning that it could prove itself as a wall against inflation. Knowing about its unstable nature, it is possible that Bitcoin will collect momentum again at some point in the upcoming future, but no one has a crystal ball, and the risky nature of Bitcoin makes it hard to predict. With that being said, it's time to end our today's video. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stuff. Peace.